Hey, you
You
saw
are
this picture, didn't
welcome. Now, go kill
you? I doubled up
something.
some pictures here. Or did I? Can't tell. There's a wrestling that happened every 5 seconds. Didn't matter where they were.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the wrestling. Love that picture too.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Oh, look, when Rocket used to be cute and adorable and his nose was all white. Nose doesn't look like that anymore. One of the first toys. Always sharing their stuff. Poor ball. Look at the way they're looking at each other. They're not looking at the ball, they're looking at each other. And there's Rocket showing who's boss. Probably got his ass kicked 2 seconds later.
Mm-hmm. We all know who the
Not staged.
In a box.
I don't know. It's not staged though. I remember that. They did that all on their own. They would sleep in the boxes. Oh, there's little pink feet.
Still pink feet today.
Yep, Rocket still has pink feet. Look at the ears.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the ears.
You love that. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Always hide underneath the furniture because, why not? So this is one of the first visits to a park, right?
Yeah, is that Lindo Lake?
Yep.
Yeah.
I picked this picture mainly because you can see, the hopping through the air. I think that was pretty good. The other pictures around here, there's them walking around, but I liked how they were hopping through the air.
It was a place we always used to go walk.
This is under our bed, right? You can see Mickey's nose right next to him. There's paws and everything. This is one of the beginnings of the legend of the two-headed, six-legged Papillon, because that's how they used to do. One of their heads would be sticking out, and they'd see all six paws or four of the paws, but the four paws didn't belong to the same dog, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Oh, this is the first time they went to the beach up in Oceanside.
Mm-hmm. They love the beach.
Not even a year old here. Oh, and this is 2008 over in Arizona. At my mom's house for my grandfather's 80th birthday. Mm. There was 10 million people in the house. Nobody was sitting on the couch at the time, so Rocket decided to. My grandfather's birthday is a week before Christmas. So. And then this is, you can see, there's people in the background. Again, he moved to the other side of the couch for some reason. I don't know why. Because the first picture, he's on the right-hand side. Now this is on the left. 10 million people. He's taking time to stay. I don't know where Mickey is. So. He's probably hiding somewhere. Oh, and that's my cousin's youngest son, who just adored Rocket. He was basically following Rocket around like a little puppy dog. It's hilarious. He loved Rocket so much. Mm. Sunglasses. There's a chew toy. The ears. Look at the ears. Okay, talk about the gentle harness steer.
Oh, he used to always pull when he walked. Pull, 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 pull. Mickey, you could put a leash around your pinky finger and walk him, but Rocket, oh my goodness, he was a puller. So I tried the gentle. Someone told me about the gentle leader. I don't think I used that too long though.
Yeah, you remember why?
Yeah, because he pulled.
No.
Why?
Do you remember why you stopped using this one particular this specific style?
Why?
Because he'd push it off and then he'd chew through it.
Oh yeah, he chews through everything. The first retracting leash I got when we got him, I put him in the car after the park, chewed right through it. I took the leash out and I go, where is he? He chewed right through that. He chews through everything. You call him the escape artist. Yep.
He just push it off his nose and he just chew it just out of spite.
Yeah.
He went through 2 or 3 of those before he decided, nah, this isn't going to work.
And I never got a retractable leash again. Oh my God.
Retractable leashes.
Goodness. Yeah, I know. They're not.
There's classic Rocket. Again, he's only like 2 or 3 years old. 2 or 3 years old in this picture, and you can see his face is going white already. We were looking at this last week too. That particular picture. Again, the white on their face are probably not even 5 years old in that picture.
Why did his hair turn white so quickly?
Because that's all the black
Just
and white
genes?
all the black and white Papillons we've seen do the same thing.
The same thing.
The tricolors, like Mickey, they're doing it too, but it's not as noticeable.
Yeah, you can't see it.
It's not nearly as noticeable in dogs that have the
unless you look
colors.
real close or something.
Well, unless you have pictures to compare.
Yeah.
Like if you take these pictures right now and you compare it to Mickey in like 5 years later, you can tell that he's graying out like Rocket is, but it's just not nearly as noticeable because of the colors. It's just about the color patterns.
Yeah.
We were looking at this one last week too. Rocket, because he thought it was a cat. This is actually the top of our couch.
No, they're old.
He used to sleep along the back of the couch like this because he thinks it's a cat. Mickey never did it, but Rocket did. And this is the bench on the porch. Just snoozing some morning.
Oh, he loved to come out. Mickey and Rocket both. They'd come out and sit. Oh, there's a little stroller.
And that's taken during one of the MS walks we did a couple years back.
Yeah, that's the 2-dog stroller.
Right.
I got one of those. They're such nice strollers that I got a single one for Rocket.
That picture's only.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, the picture was taken probably 2 or 3 years ago at most. Yeah, we're back in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Even they had little chairs for the dogs and a little bowl to drink out of. Oh, how'd this get in there? That's Rob. That's Rob the rat. I'm not sure how that got in there, but that's Rob the rat. We had a Rob rat issue. They snuck in. They basically snuck in while we were doing the work on the porch. Stuff happened. But anyway, more Rocket pictures. We already saw these. Gimpy didn't do a very good job of editing the pictures out. We've seen this one too. Did we cycle around? No, maybe not. We haven't seen this picture yet. That's a very common sleeping position on the couch if there's a blanket involved.
Rocket was Mr. Stretch.
Oh, look.
I'm glad I got those. They're so cute.
That's 2007? 2008. Can't tell. I think that's their first Christmas, I think, is when you did this.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Rocket. He looks so happy. And that is the last picture. This picture was taken this morning. This is his 18th birthday picture. Not really what I wanted, but that's what we have at the moment. We'll try to get something better before the end of the day. He just wasn't basically, I was, like I said earlier, I was just getting the couch arranged so for a nice little photo shoot to do for him, where he'd be sitting down or laying down, looking at the camera type stuff. Took me a whole 30 seconds to get the couch ready. And I turn around, and he's doing this because he had been up walking around, and again, 30 seconds later, I turn around, and he's already laying on the ground, ready to go out. So that is the most recent picture we have of him this morning. Poor Rocky. What a rough life. Yep, that's it. So that's it. Anything else you'd like to say?
Very thankful and grateful for all the years and memories with your sweet boys.
That's Rocket.
Wish we can all go back.
So that only lasted 2.5 hours, about. Not quite 2.5. That went longer than I thought it would. I thought we were going to get through everything in like an hour, but that's what I get for not looking at the times. That's okay. Thanks for sharing all the memories. No problem. It's fun. It's fun to do. Is he still in here?
Yes, he is.
He's sleeping.
Yeah, he's been sleeping the whole time. That's good.
Pet him. Well, he's sleeping at the moment, but we'll
We'll pet him for you when he wakes up.
Was it last night that I got him to lick my nose?
I think so.
I think it was last night I
Yeah.
got him to lick my nose.
Yeah.
He hadn't done that in a while. Not sure why he did it, but he did it. So, anyway. 18
You
years.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually, he's 18 years old. A couple months, 2 more months, 2.5 more months. Actually, what is it? It's the 15th. We got him in the end of July. So we got about 2.5 months before we actually had him for 18 years. So.
Yeah, I remember when I don't know if you'll look at a lot of Papillons, their tail doesn't stick up that high. I remember when we first joined a Papillon club, she said, "Oh, that's rare because most Papillons' tails are more like a Pomeranian's."
Yeah, they rolled back onto their
roll
back.
back onto their back, whereas they're high up. And she said that's how they're supposed to be because they're
hunting dogs.
Hunting dogs when they find the animal or whatever that the people shoot or whatever, they know where they're at because the dog's tail is up high like a flag.
It's because what the Papillon is, the original breed, right, was they're a hunting dog. They're a spaniel. Then spaniels don't have it. Again, the Papillon has changed over the years. Mainly the big differences are their ears. Because originally they were a spaniel. The breed's been around for like 600-700 years or something like that. And when they first came out, they were mainly, spaniel, just a small spaniel. And their ears kind of don't go up. They didn't go up. They went more to the out. And they still exist today. They're called félines. They're basically, papillon in French means butterfly, and féline means night moth. And that's and again, they still come in both versions. But the prominent one that you see in dog shows and most of the time walking around the streets are these guys. Mainly because that's what they wanted. They decided this back around the turn of the 20th century. Well, by turn of the 19th century to the 20th century. Whoever the breeders were decided they wanted the ears to stand up for whatever reason. And so that's what they did. But originally, dogs were a hunting breed, meaning they go after specifically birds and small birds and squirrels. That's their main thing. And what they do, they just run them into bushes and flush the animals out so that the hunters could, kill the animals. And that's the point of their tail being standing up in the air instead of rolling, because the papillons that you see in dog shows, their tails curl back over their backs. And their tails kind of do this, Mickey and Rocket, but it's not. It's more up in the air. This is actually a really good indication of what it's supposed to be like. Their tails are supposed to be more straight up and down and not curling back onto their backs. And that's what said we belonged to a Papillon club when it first got them and stuff. And she specifically pointed out that, Mickey and Rocket are a throwback to the older breed, or the way the Papillons used to be, except for their ears, of course, but mainly because of their general size and build. Because if There's one of the videos that we have here where we're see where all the other Papillons are there and run around the grass and stuff, and there's a other little black and white dog or black and white Papillon that there's playing with them, who is Beckett, who was the first Papillon they actually met. And that was his house. That was his backyard. And he loved Mickey and Rocket because they were within a couple of months of each other age-wise. So they were best of friends and whatever. But if you actually look at him, he's much smaller than Mickey and Rocket are. And he's more of the show dog type Papillon, where his tail is rolled back or curls right over his back, really good. He's got the longer hair, he's got the shorter legs, shorter body, that kind of stuff. Mickey and Rocket are built to run. Is basically what it is, and they got again. You put them up against a show breed Papillon, you can definitely see the change. Their legs are just longer, their bodies or their torsos are longer, which means more speed. And again, they have the tails that are more up in the air. Even though when they're running at full speed, the tails aren't up in the air; they're basically down, and their ears are back. But yeah, it's just funny. You can see just how different breeds, and this is Papillons aren't unique in this way, because you can see it in other breeds too. Like big differences in dogs between show golden retrievers and Rottweilers and those guys. Just because they just have there's different versions of breeds out there, and it's just nice to see them running around from time to time. But it's just funny. You look at Papillons. Go, too bad I forgot to put in a video with the long-haired Chihuahuas, which is when we first got the Mickey and Rocket way back. It was like people would ask, "Are those long-haired Chihuahuas?" And I go, "No, they're not long-haired Chihuahuas." And the thing is going to the dog parks and stuff, you'd see long-haired Chihuahuas, and you put them right next to each other, and you go, "No." No, it's just people just don't know what they're looking at usually. Is the differences between the Chihuahua and the Papillon are pretty significant. It's just people just don't know it, just don't understand what they're looking at. So, but anyway, Rocket is currently sitting in Mrs. Gimpy's lap and licking my arm. She just picked him up, and now he's licking my arm for some reason.
He woke up.
Oh, he woke
So we're petting him for you.
Snort. Did you hear that snort? Poor Rocket. Yes, I know. Rough life. No, sneezing. You hear grunting and licking. Yeah, that was him licking my arm. He gets into it. Snorting. So anyway. Anything else? Any other questions before we move on to something else?
I don't think so.
No? You good?
No.
Rocket, any questions? Want to say thank you for all the treats?
I haven't done that in a long
No, he hasn't done
time.
the snorting in a while.
Maybe too much licking.
Yeah, probably. Not quite as frenzied as the local hedgehogs. Well, yeah, different motivations, that's why. Rocket's not exactly a horny dog. Never has been.
Well, they got fixed when they were 6 months
they
old.
were fixed a long time ago. By fixed we mean nuts cut off when they were not even 1 year yet. Poor little dogs. Never got to have sex.
I know.
Poor little guys. Mrs. Gimpy feels bad about that. So do I, but it was necessary. And here's a tip to people that might be considered getting 2 dogs at once at the same age. Don't get 2 males. Don't get 2 males, 2 young males. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Why?
Why? You don't remember? She doesn't remember the horror of having 2 young males in the house.
Oh, marking
Territory
everything.
everywhere. One goes, the other one has to mark it.
Well, if you had a female and a male, the female may mark somewhere, and then the male would have to mark over that.
It's not nearly as bad. Males are the worst because they're trying to mark over each other's territory. It was horrible. Trying to get them to house trained and everything. It was a friggin' headache and a half. It was so much work to get them house trained. It's only had success with lady greyhounds. Yeah, lady or female dogs are easier to train because they're not into the territory marking quite as much. Plus, they're not equipped to do the constant marking like the boys are. It's funny. We have that one video where at the park where there's It's Mickey, Rocket, and two other dogs. One dog, and they're sniffing. They're all sniffing the same patch of grass, and determine, okay, there's somebody's urinated here, so we have to mark territory. So one dog does it. Then the other dog comes up, does it. Mickey goes, I'll sniff there too. He marks it, and then one of the other dogs comes back around to do it again, I think. And Rocket's just going, what the hell's going on? He doesn't even know what to do. So, okay. Yeah, he's been a while. He needs to go outside probably. Okay, so.
Thank you, everybody, for joining and sharing with Rocket's 18th birthday.
And thank you for all the tips and the money for paying for treats.
Yes, thank you for all the tips and thank you for all the tips and money and treats. Thank you.
And Rocket's howling for some reason. Why?
We all appreciate that. Yeah, he's howling. I don't know. I'm going to take him outside and give him some CBD. So, because it's time.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been since 6:30. So,
okay.
He's a little anxious. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week.
Okay, Rocket's off. Mr. Gimpy's off. Okay, so that will be for the dog stuff today. And seeing that we skipped the first two breaks, let's see, we're coming up to the bottom of the half hour. I do need to take a break because I'm out of water, and I need to stretch my legs too. So, because I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours. That lasted longer than I thought it was going to go. I purposely didn't put in, I left out a lot of stuff because I thought I just didn't think it was going to last this long. I thought I had like an hour to 90 minutes worth of stuff. Turns out to be it's 2.5 hours roughly. So anyway, gonna take a break. We'll come back and we'll do some more Oblivion Remastered. Chill out for the rest of the day, that kind of deal. So it's been a nice film. Oh no, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't have an issue. I mean, we can go longer, but we don't need to. But like I said, I do need to take a break. So that's it. We'll come back, do some Oblivion, and go from there. In a world where everything is shit. Right. Yes. It's a nice break, right? It's a nice break. So anyway, yep. Be back in a few minutes. Thank you all very much for watching. Like I said, I'll be switching over to Oblivion. And yep, that's it. Okay. Be back in a few. Enjoy the dog video. That's different from what we've been watching.